Good morning, gamers. Welcome into the Gamers Roast podcast. I'm your host, Joshua J. Alongside me, Wesley Lance.
Good morning, everyone.
And today is a beautiful Thursday, September 2nd. Finally made it to September. Can you believe it?
Yeah, no.
We're going.
I don't like thinking about it. It's fine. It's still August. No,
almost.
It's still April. That's what I meant.
Still April.
Time doesn't exist.
Well, after the last year we had, this year just seems to have gone by so quick.
True.
But here we are, September 2nd. Football's right around the corner. Thanksgiving, food, Halloween.
I'm looking
stuff in
forward
your
to
face.
game snacks.
Dude,
Boneless wings.
I'm excited for all the fall stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I can go into a bout of depression and fall gets me out of it every time.
Yeah.
I live for fall. That's who I am.
I really enjoy the week and a half of fall we get every year.
Yeah. It's only a week and a half, but you know.
My
is
favorite
what it
week and a
is.
half of the entire year.
But we're here to bring you everything gaming related. And we're going to be talking a lot about Gamescom that happened last week and over the last weekend. A lot of cool games coming out. So we're going to talk about a few of them. We don't have a lot of time to talk about all of them. Also talk about the 12-minute gameplay that I was going to talk about last week. Didn't have time to. But before we get to that, the daily grind real quick, just remember we are going to be coming out with some streaming games, and that'll be happening on every other Thursday and Saturday. We'll let you know on the podcast when that's happening, so stay tuned for all of that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the coffee of the week.
I don't know if you can tell, but both of us can really need coffee.
Dude, I'm ready for this coffee.
I have forced myself this
gosh.
week. So fun little fact about coffee. This week, I'm trying to see if I can get by waiting on coffee until I get into the office because they make coffee at the office, and I've been having one with breakfast as well as a cup at work. So I used up the last of my coffee, and I just haven't bought any yet. So that's why I'm testing myself. So far, day one has not been a good day.
I'd have to get coffee as soon as I wake up, or I have a horrible day. And I don't realize it until after the day's pretty much over. Then I'm like, oh, shoot, I haven't had coffee. That's why. So
yeah,
I'm going to start off right with coffee today.
Yeah. So we have a Dunkin' Donuts iced caramel macchiato. And to all of you coffee enthusiasts, we have committed the atrocity of mixing up the macchiato. I understand that the whole experience is that the flavor changes as you drink it. And we've essentially created a caramel latte, but we had to pour it in these mugs because they look nicer than this thing.
And that, but also we don't have time to sit here and slowly drink an entire ice
Savor the
caramel
mouth
macchiato
feel of the
and then tell you how it makes our mouth feel. But this was recommended by Aaron Piper, so you guys will recognize him from the streams that we do later on. But yeah, without further ado, let's try this coffee.
Yeah, I feel like my taste is being impacted by the fact that this is the first coffee I've had, but this tastes so good. Oh, it tastes like heaven.
100% agree.
I'm not very objective today, but that tastes awesome. No, made me happy.
It
made me real happy. Oh, I'm so addicted. Oh, great. This is not boding well. That tastes really good. That tastes much better than the Dunkin' we had. It was 2 weeks ago that we had the Dunkin' in the bottle, right?
Yeah, the bottled Dunkin' from the stores.
I can actually taste the espresso. I couldn't taste the espresso in that.
Maybe, like you said, it's because we haven't had coffee yet. Maybe it's because it just is that good. But either way, Aaron, thank you for recommending it.
That's an 8. That is an easy 8.
Yeah, I agree.
That's really good. It was pretty, so it was a little expensive. It was about $5 for that cup. But again, you're paying about $5 for half of that at Starbucks.
Right. So it tasted,
I'd say
really, really good.
Definitely take our opinion with a grain of salt this week, though, because again, both of us have not had any coffee.
Right. But hey, I mean, it made it on the list at 8. That's the highest we've had so far, I think.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's sad. That feels sad. I feel like we've objectively had better coffees than this.
Well,
if I'm feeling a little bit more objective, I might have to bump it down. Maybe on a normal day, it might be like a 6.5 out to 7.
Yeah,
but today it is an 8.
It's an 8. Today is definitely an 8. So you go ahead into the roast of the week.
So you can keep drinking. Okay, so again, kind of abiding by the theme. This has been a really weird week for the both of us. It's been kind of weirdly emotional for me. I didn't feel like getting super negative for the roast of the week. So this really isn't a roast so much as it's something that I just found really amusing and I just wanted to talk about. But I'm going to twist it into a roast. So the headline of this Kotaku article is No Man's Sky modder won't stop adding disturbing Sean Murray heads till next expansion. This guy, yes. There is a modder, Winder Sun, who has been modding the PC version of No Man's Sky and adding models of Sean Murray's head on everything every day until it comes out. And he tweeted him. He's like, I will do this every day until the expansion comes out. This is a threat. So far, he has modded player heads to be like double the size. We'll have to link this in the description.
Oh, gosh.
My favorite is he put him on the car, like grinning. And so, yeah, he also put him in the portal. He's the portal texture now.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Now, does that happen for everyone?
No, it's just his game. He's just posting videos of Sean Murray modded into No Man's Sky every day until the next expansion comes out. So if we want to make it a roast, Sean Murray, you better hurry up and come up with that expansion until you see a dinosaur with your head on it. Again, your head is its feet, actually, is probably what he's going to do.
What do you think the expansion is going to be?
Oh, man, I haven't. So you know more about it than I have. I haven't really followed the No Man's Sky news.
I'm hoping that it's cities and things like that. I doubt it will be.
What is the title? It had the expansion has a title.
Does it have a title already? Last I
Frontiers.
saw Frontier. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow, it turns No Man's Sky turns 5 years old this year.
It was turning 6. Dang.
Yeah,
5?
it's turning 5. Man, that's weird. And they're still like actively updating it to the point that it's like a different game.
That it makes you want to go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's awesome. Anyway, Sean Murray is now featured in an incredible mod for No Man's Sky that will continue to be expanded until the Frontiers expansion comes out. So this is the world we live in, and I didn't feel like being super negative. I was looking through gaming news and I saw that headline. I was like, that's it. I just need to talk about this. So that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I'm down for it. No, I'm really excited. And No Man's Sky is one of those things where it really crashed and burned. And again, we talk about it all the time. It came back as an amazing story and just revival type of a game. But yeah, they always keep updating it. And hey, I mean, that guy keeps on posting those heads. Maybe it'll make Sean Murray.
I feel like
that out faster.
If I were Sean Murray, I would just find this incredibly amusing.
Oh no, I'm sure he does. I'm sure if anything, it flatters him to make him put it out sooner, just because he's like, you know what,
people care.
Right. Yeah. To go from where he was to where he is now is an amazing story, amazing thing. So
I'm disturbed by how much better I feel after drinking this coffee.
It gives life, man. I'm telling you.
Don't feel like this is a healthy way to live my life.
It's a perfect way to live your life. The alternative is sadness. You're a coffee drinker or you're depressed. I mean,
I know a lot of depressed coffee drinkers.
They're not drinking the right coffee.
Coffee. Okay, what are we talking about?
So we're going to go ahead and hop into Gamescom.
Yeah.
And everything that happened. And they showed a bunch of trailers. I recommend everyone go watch a full presentation if you want to.
It was a little overwhelming.
But we'll start with just a few games. We'll actually go ahead and, if you want, I'll have you start with the first game.
Yeah.
I'll jump and we'll just go back and forth.
Yeah, so I wasn't able to watch the actual presentation, but I looked back on the highlights. And I think this had been announced earlier, but we saw a lot more in-depth gameplay of Deathloop over Gamescom, and it looks absolutely intriguing. I don't know if I've mentioned it at all on the podcast, but I'm a huge sucker for any type of media that plays with like time and timelines. That's why I love Loki. I love Doctor Who. Like, I'm just a sucker for that sort of thing. And so this whole time loop, it almost made it sound like it was a roguelite. Like are you familiar with roguelites?
Yeah.
So you do runs over and over and you build up experience getting better over time. This looks like a lot of the same thing, because like if you don't complete a certain objective before the loop happens, then you lose everything. But there are some power-ups that will let you take certain weapons with you back through the loop. So thinking Majora's Mask, it's like the masks. There are certain items that don't come back with you, or that certain items that carry over when the time loop continues.
Right.
So this just looks really incredible. I love the art direction. It kind of has a Borderlands sort of look to it. Not quite as cel shaded, but very vibrant, very saturated. I love the open nature of the gameplay. So it's made by the same people that made was it Dishonored? I think it's Dishonored.
Yeah, I believe you're right. Yes.
Yeah. And so it's kind of that whole element of choice. You can choose however you want to take down the enemies. The guy that I was watching said that he gravitated right towards the stealth-based gameplay style, but you can also go guns blazing if you want. Like, it just looks really intriguing. But I don't have a PS5, so I can't play it.
Well, maybe you get one.
No. If I'm gonna get one, I'm probably gonna get a Series S.
No, I don't blame you there.
But
because as much as Deathloop looks cool, I don't think it's a console seller.
It's not a console seller, but if I had a PS5, I'd pick it up.
Oh,
like,
100%.
It looks really intriguing. For whatever reason, it was giving me weird BioShock vibes. I don't know if it's because it kind of has that steampunk sort of aesthetic, but it really was giving me like really well lit BioShock vibes.
Yeah, no, the art style is really cool. I like what they did with the art style. It's different from most games, I think, and it did look really, really well done. But yeah, I saw some of the trailers on it, and I'm gonna pick it up. I have a PlayStation 5. I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I'll let you come over play it, or even just I'll let you take the PlayStation home.
Freeloading.
Hey,
that's how I live my life.
My game that I want to start with is one that I did not expect or haven't even heard of. It's called Giants Uprising. And
I almost talked about this one.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so when we were talking about what we were going to talk about, I told him to get, just for sake of time, grab 2 games that you want to talk about. I'll grab 2 as well. We didn't tell each other what they were till we got here, and we were on different games, which was perfect. But Giants Uprising, when watching the trailer, and we'll have links to all these that we talked about.
It made me hate humanity. Sorry.
It really did. It makes you feel for the giant, which was kind of different. Normally, it's like, they're the monsters. You watch this, and you're like, we're the monsters.
The real monster is man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just, when he, and you guys can watch it, it's a trailer. It's not spoilers. He pulls down he's like in an underground tomb or something like that. Ruins, and he pulls everything down on top of him and kills the people that are trying to attack him, all the humans, and it kills himself. And you're just like, crap. And then his hand sticks out of the dirt, and you're like, he's alive. And it just makes it so exciting. I don't know what the game's about.
I know.
It's like, it
looks like Shadow of the Colossus, but you play as the Colossus, honestly.
Yeah, it's made by Varsav Game Studios. So, it says it's a RPG, which is really interesting. RPG indie hack and slash fighting game.
RPG hack and slash.
Medieval action adventure game full of giants and unlimited destruction. You take the role of as a powerful giant. So you get to play as the giant. So I'm interested to see how it all works and see why.
Because my biggest concern with something like that is, how do you balance the gameplay? You know what I mean? Because, clearly humans have the numbers on you, but I don't know. That sounds really intriguing.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be really funny if they put out this like really emotional cinematic trailer and the game itself is like medieval GTA, where it's just like completely off the wall bonkers. It's like, this doesn't match the trailer at all, but
yeah. Well, hopefully, it looks great, looks good. I'm super excited for it. Yeah, on Steam it says Giant Uprising is a medieval fantasy action adventure game full of giants and unlimited destruction. Take on the role of a powerful giant who finally breaks free from enslavement to seek revenge on the ruthless human race. So,
isn't there a demo available? Or was that a different release that was having a demo available?
Now broadcasting, watch the developer play. So, okay.
So maybe it was a different game.
It comes out, I think it said November 2nd.
Wow.
So I'm going to hop on that game as well, especially if it's on Game Pass. I don't know what it comes out on. I did not look into that as much.
I didn't either.
But
definitely PC though.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to hop on and play. That'll be awesome. So what's your next?
Oh, sorry. I just realized that I think Deathloop is coming out on PC too. So if my laptop can handle it on the lowest settings, I might pick it up. But
hey, there you go.
We'll have to see. Next game. What was my next game? Oh, right. So this one, we didn't get to see any gameplay of it. So I'm going based purely off of story. But Marvel Midnight Suns looked very interesting.
Yes.
It looks like, so it's made by the people that made XCOM. And they were saying it's going to be a tactical cover-based, like, not cover-based shooter, but like XCOM. I don't know what to call that. They said it was a
turn-based.
Turn-based shooter.
Yeah.
Tactical, whatever you call it. I am at a loss for words. But if you've played XCOM or weirdly enough, if you played Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, it's literally XCOM. This is going to be that, but set in the Marvel Universe, but like a really dark version of the Marvel Universe. So there was a little bit of an interview with the developer, and it said that they were drawing from different runs of the Marvel comics, but this is specifically like a really dark, like they're dealing with like a lot of supernatural forces and that sort of thing. And they've got big hitters. Like it was weird to see Cap and Iron Man along with Wolverine and Blade in the same game. Like it's I remember
like when they all lined up and started walking. Yeah.
It was a strange feeling.
Was that a fire coming like from Iron Man's chest piece?
I think it was a different armor because Cap had different armor too.
Okay.
So I think
it looked like fire was like coming out of his chest piece. And I was like, that's
I mean, maybe.
Okay,
I don't know.
like,
maybe they gave him different armor or something. But yeah, you've got Doctor Strange in there too. So I know nothing about the gameplay. I mean, I can kind of imagine it.
Right.
But it sounds interesting. It sounds it would be nice to see a more strategic sort of Marvel game because all of them have been action games pretty much so far. And I'm probably forgetting one and somebody's going to roast us in the comments. But it's just nice to see something that's going to be a little bit not slower paced, but a little less frenetic, especially with Guardians coming out, which is going to be a little bit more frenetic and crazy.
So excited for Guardians.
So yeah, that was my second one.
Well, I think that they didn't show gameplay because it's not one that the gameplay would hype you up for in a trailer. Like,
right. You're not going to get excited watching people hide behind boxes and shoot.
Right. And just like taking turns like that, it just doesn't compute to the trailer that they showed. Like they got the hype up, they left it there, and I think they did a good job with it.
Well, they're probably going to sell it on its story.
Right.
So that's the direction they went with the trailer, and I think that was a smart idea.
So they showed a little bit of Halo. Master Chief made a brief little appearance in the trailer, which was cool. But they didn't show any of the campaign, really, like any gameplay.
Wasn't that like
campaign.
What they were really pushing though? Was the campaign?
Well, they didn't show any gameplay. That's the thing.
So they just announced the campaign,
right? Like the last time they showed the campaign, it didn't look good, and they got a lot of heat for it. So they haven't shown any gameplay of the campaign since then, and it's kind of like, okay, why aren't you showing it? Are you scared? Are you really just wanting to really just push the multiplayer? We're going back to Halo 3 multiplayer. Or is it that the campaign is that bad right now that you can't show it?
Right.
So,
or maybe they're taking all of the feedback to heart and they're like revamping it.
Yeah. I mean,
one can only hope.
I mean, like we said, they have to hit on this Halo. However, they are hitting in the cosmetic area in terms of the Xbox, the Series X version of Halo that they came out with. It's a limited time version, $550, and it
does look really
amazing.
Cool.
Like I want to sell that one to somebody for $1,000 and go buy the other one.
Why are you gonna? Oh, because you can scalp them. I forgot. We're still in that world.
That being said, I probably would not be able to get my hands on the Halo.
You can't get a hold of a regular Series X right now. Can you imagine trying to get a hold of a special edition?
There were some Series S Xboxes at our local Walmart.
Series S, yes.
Right. I'm just saying
nobody's interested in the poor man's Xbox anymore.
Well, even that was hard to find in the beginning.
For a while, yeah, it's true.
But yeah, I really want one. The controller looks dope. I'm super excited for the controller. Then
it made me feel a little less bad about Nintendo charging $80 for the Switch Pro controller.
Yeah. Well, the original controller looks great that it comes with the bundle, but then the Elite controller for $200.
That's ridiculous.
But it looks so good.
That's half of the console.
Yes. But it's all of the controller.
But it's all of the control. That sounds like a marketing campaign. It's half the console, but all of the controller. What does that even mean?
I'm just trying to justify the fact that I'm going to try to spend $200 on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's your money. That's ridiculous.
But it looks amazing. And so that's my second game is what was Halo. It just looks so good. And the terms of the multiplayer, watching people play through the alpha flight and all that. I'm excited for it. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to be all in on Halo. And then when the campaign fully releases with co-op and all that, I'm going to hop in on that too. I'm really excited for that. Experience the story with other people. And Forge even. I like creating things in Forge. I enjoyed it in Reach, not so much in the others. But Reach, I think,
Forge,
did a
there were a
decent one.
lot of custom game modes in Forge, or in Reach, from what I remember.
Right. Yeah, there was. And there was in other ones too. And maybe it's just because I played so much more when Reach was out, and that was at the height of my gaming time. But it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of other games at Gamescom too. To name a couple of them, there was Baldur's Gate, I think is the name of the
No, it was not Baldur's Gate. Sorry, I'm going to have to look this. Baldur's Gate is something completely different.
Elden Ring?
Elden Ring. That's what it was.
Elden Ring, that's what it is. I'm not a big
Baldur's
Dark
Gate.
Souls type
Yeah.
player, so
This did look interesting, though. Yeah, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring is a game that they showed off. They showed off Far Cry 6, which, in my opinion, story-wise, sounds really good, and I'm super excited for it. Graphical-wise, why'd we go back to the 360? I mean, It's nice that they're showing that old system some love, but, sucks.
You know what they're saying? It's all about those retro graphics.
Oh,
that's why you got to go back. That's why pixel graphics are all the rage. I can't wait. Sorry, I cannot wait for like 10 to 15 years down the line when like N64 and early 3D is the nostalgic thing, and people start making those. Actually, no, people are already making those style of games. Like the really early. There was a Siren Head fan game that looked like it was straight from the PS1. Petscop is the same way. That like online web series, it was made for the PS1, and it's kind of like going for that style.
Well, like even with the Playdate that we talked about, like the way
that's
that they're
even earlier though.
Well, right, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're just going back to some of those old style games, and they're fun and they sell, and they're nice and they're retro.
So nice to see Far Cry is taking
up that mantle and going back to the 360 era. No, but it looks good in terms of like the story, and I'm sure they'll get the graphics better by the time they launch it. That being said, I'm super excited for Saints Row. They're rebooting Saints Row. Last one I played was Gat Out of Hell, and it was like, I mean, you had superpowers and just kind of like...
They got really weird, didn't they?
Very weird, very weird. So this one looks more like a GTA San Andreas type, going back to its roots, you know? So I'm super excited for that one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then one more that I wanted to mention that it's not my game, but I'm intrigued.
Okay.
And when it started out, and I'm gonna have to type it up real quick.
I'm really excited to hear what this is now.
I was watching the trailer and I couldn't figure out what it was. It was like an open world type of game. I'm trying to find the name. It just looked very comedic.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't see anything like this.
Doke V or something like that. Gosh.
Dope V?
No, Doke. Yeah, Doke V. That was right. Okay, so I was right. It's called Doke V, and it starts out with this girl, and again, we'll link all of these in the description. But it looks like these kids, one of them's fishing, one of them's on a longboard. They're just playing, having a good time. Next thing you know, they're shooting creatures in the middle of a like city street. The music's amazing in this game. And it just, I didn't understand what was happening, but I watched the entire thing. And it drew me in. I don't get it. It's almost like a Pokemon looking art style. Apparently, the premise of the game is to find creatures and collect them. But one moment, this little girl is like in a toy car driving around the street. The next moment, she's flying with a parachute and shooting monsters with a water gun.
I don't watch this trailer.
And the music is just, it's amazing. Again, everybody just go watch it in the description. Click all the links. All these games are amazing. But that was the one that just kind of jumped out at me, and I was like, what am I watching? But I like it. Like, it's not my game, but I'm going to play it.
I'm going to do the thing.
So, Any other games that I'm missing?
No, it sounds like you paid a lot more attention than I did.
Doke V.
Doke V.
Yep, Dokev. The V's capitalized as well. I don't know. But interesting game.
Sounds weird.
Interesting game. So check it out. And I think you guys will like it. So that's pretty much all of Gamescom in a super condensed, super quick, just throwing it all at you.
Not even a nutshell. Half of a peanut shell.
But we're also at least I'm wanting to talk about cloud gaming coming to the Xbox Series XS and Xbox One consoles.
Yeah, so when you sent me this, we talked about it earlier, my first thought was, wasn't that already a thing? And then I read it, I was like, apparently not. So I don't have Game Pass, in case you didn't know. I always thought that it was kind of like a PS Now thing where you could stream games, and apparently you couldn't, but now you can. So that's kind of cool.
Well, it's from news.xbox.com, and it's by Jake Rosenberg, Senior Program Manager at Xbox. And he says, today, during the Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream, we revealed we're bringing cloud gaming to Xbox Series X, S, and Xbox One this holiday, enabling Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members to play 100+ games right from the cloud and discover new games with the click of a button. It's a way for console gamers to play some of their favorite games as quickly as possible, jump into games with friends more easily, and try out Xbox Game Pass titles before installing them. And it goes on to list some of the abilities like being able to play Gen 9 only Xbox games like Microsoft Flight Simulator and the Medium on your Xbox One console without even having to upgrade to the newest Xbox, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty insane.
That they're giving that ability. Now, you do have to have good internet. I don't know exactly the specific amount of
you always have to have good internet
you
to
need,
do streaming
but,
and that sort of thing, though.
Right. The fact, though, that made me super excited was that I can just jump into any game and not have to wait for downloads.
Yeah.
Like, to me, or I can hit download and then jump into it and play it on the cloud till it is downloaded and then play with the full graphics and all of 4K and everything like that.
Yeah, because that is one of the limitations is it's only up to 1080p streaming,
right,
and 60 FPS.
I mean, hey, at that point, if you can just hop in and play while you wait for it to download, I mean, to me, it makes it so much more accessible even to people with just the original, like Xbox, not the original, my bad.
Oh my word.
Dude, wouldn't that be so cool?
You can play Ghost of Tsushima on a 2003 Xbox.
Isn't that PlayStation?
You're right, it totally is. I'm an idiot. Why did I pick that game? There's so many games I could have picked, and I went with Ghost of Tsushima. I don't.
Hey, that game is amazing though. With in the new director's cut, the new graphics.
Yeah, it's beautiful. PlayStation. It's
anyway,
PlayStation exclusive.
But
I'm an idiot. It's fine.
The fact that they're doing that with Game Pass, it just shows that Xbox is committed to this play anywhere, play how you want, you do your thing, and just play games. Like that's the whole goal is to get people to play games, and they're doing phenomenal. They don't have a bunch of knock it out of the park titles. I wish we would have seen Fable at the Gamescom. But, I mean, if they're a console for everyone to play wherever they want, they're succeeding at that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll find my PlayStation as my single titles that are one and done type of deal. You play through the story, maybe a decent DLC comes out. But if I'm playing with friends, I'm on the Xbox because that's where Game Pass is. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to try to hop in with I'm a part of Xbox Insider program. So I'm hoping that I get a chance to play the beta of the cloud gaming, kind of see how it works and work out the kinks on that.
That's really cool. Yeah, it's nice to see them actually taking efforts to really open it up to people. Because especially with the way, and especially with the Xbox One, like given how hard it's been to get a next-gen console, it's nice to see that they're really trying to open it up to people who are already a part of their install base.
Right.
So that even if you're not able to upgrade, you're going to be able to experience at least some titles for the next gen. And that's just, I don't know, that's really, it feels like the opposite of what we were talking about last week. Like, and I get it is a product. Every company is trying to sell you on a product. Like, I don't want to forget that, but it's nice that for no extra cost from what you're already spending for Game Pass, you're going to get access. Well, it was Game Pass Ultimate, right?
Yeah, Game Pass.
So that's like the higher tier.
Right.
But still,
I mean, I think you can do it on Game Pass as well. I think they're just saying Game Pass Ultimate, you get a lot more stuff. I'm not 100%.
But even if you were already paying for Ultimate, you're now going to get access to games that you would not normally be able to play. And they're not going to charge you charge you any extra for that. Looking at you, Disney Plus, charging people $30 to watch stupid movies on top of a subscription they already pay for when they can get a movie ticket for $8. Anyway.
Roast of the Week Part 2.
I got coffee. Now I can be angry again. I didn't have the energy to be angry before. It's just cool to see them offering that kind of content for people who are already subscribed.
No, it is. And the fact, like you were saying, that they're able to integrate everything in one spot, even with, if you have Ultimate, you get the EA Play games as well. Mm-hmm. It's a great value for what they're giving you.
Right.
I think of the fact that in order to buy an external or internal hard drive for the Xbox Series X to get more storage, it's about $200. And I mean, at that point, I'd rather just delete a game and download it again with my internet that I have.
And having the...
So
I swear, if you're not flexing because you have these things, you flex on your internet every time, every episode. It's either this or the internet.
It's a good internet. That's all.
It is a good internet.
Hey, TNT, sponsor me.
So you're going to sponsor. Yeah, okay.
Maybe I'll get it for free. No, but it is. It's a great deal that they have because, again, you can just, without having to download it and waste storage space on a game that you don't know if you'd like, don't have to wait around. You just play.
Yeah.
And it works. Hopefully it works. We have yet to see.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you informed if I get in on that. I'll keep you informed on all that. So that's where we are with all of Gamescom, including Xbox and what they're doing with cloud gaming. Now we're going to hop in real quick to the segment that I wanted to do last week, but we ran out of time of what have you been playing?
Yeah. Am I going? Yeah, because you're probably going to take a while with your game.
It depends. I don't want to give a whole bunch of spoilers of it, so it won't be as long. It probably will be shorter than the name of the title of 12 minutes. But
well, there we go. All right. Well, I'll go real quick because I don't know. It's been a weird week of gaming for me. So I mentioned I played a lot of Skyward Sword while I was on vacation. I haven't hopped back into it yet. I'm probably going to this week. Though, for whatever reason, I don't know. I think it's because I've been really busy this week. So the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was play a super stressful game. So I hooked up my little laptop because I discovered Steam Big Picture Mode about a month and a half ago, which basically lets you turn your laptop into a console. Yeah, so you hook up your computer or your PC through HDMI to your TV, and you can run Steam in Big Picture Mode and hook up a PlayStation 4 controller and use it like a console menu. So all that to say, I've been playing through Grim Fandango Remastered. I restarted my game. So I started it up a long time ago, and I gave up about, a third of the way through. So I restarted my game, and I've been plucking through that, and it's really fun. I love point-and-click adventure games. It's a weird genre. It's not for everybody. I love them. I love just being able to kind of think and not have to worry about if I do this, I'm going to mess it up and have to restart. Sometimes they're a little frustrating because some of the puzzles are really obtuse. The controls are dated. You can choose to either do tank controls or camera relative controls, and neither of them work great. Like, I still end up going through doors that I don't want to go to sometimes, but I love the music. I love the voice acting. I love the art direction. I love the solution to the puzzles. I love the characters. The writing is really good. I've loved everything I've played from Double Fine. They published Broken Age. They did Day of the Tentacle. They do Day of the Tentacle. No, that was LucasArts. They did Grim Fandango, and I feel like there's another one that I'm missing. Oh, they did Psychonauts, which I have not played yet, but I want to. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that. What else have I been? There was one other thing I was playing. Oh, yes. Last night we were supposed to play Apex and we didn't because I was too busy trying to get the PlayStation Store to work because Slime Rancher and The Witness were both on sale, and those are two games that I've always wanted to play. I know I'm several years late on both of them, but I tried them both out for like 20 minutes last night. Slime Rancher is going to be a super chill game to play. My girlfriend Michaela is super excited to try it. She's already pumped to give it a shot.
Some of the games on PlayStation, I was looking through some of the games and there's some interesting game choices and titles on there.
Oh, I don't know where you got to. You went way far down the rabbit hole. I was like, Slime Rancher and The Witness, and you're like, what is this?
Yeah. It was interesting. So that's cool though. Did you end up playing those games at all last night?
Yeah, I tried Slime Rancher for about 20 minutes, and I think that's going to be a nice chilled out sort of experience. Just being able to walk around a planet and slurp up slimes and keep them happy.
Slurping
The
up
The Witness
slimes.
will be interesting. The Witness kind of reminded me of, I mentioned Manifold Garden, I think a couple weeks ago. The Manifold Garden actually took its inspiration from The Witness, so it makes sense. So far, so they said it was a puzzle game. So far, all of the puzzles have been the same. Like they've all been like maze sort of thing. So like you
Okay.
walk up to a lock and you have to like start at one end and get to the other end. I don't know. I'm literally only like 10 minutes into it because it was like 12 o'clock and I was like, I just want to try this game that I just bought. So maybe it'll get a little bit better, but if it's all like that, I'm going to be a little disappointed because I don't love that. That's not the type of puzzle game I was expecting. So I don't
Right.
know. I can't really judge it right now, but that's my first impression.
Well,
it looks gorgeous.
Maybe it'll become a roast of the week, but hopefully not. So that means, because if not,
All
then it
of
means
my
you
roasts of
enjoyed
the
it.
week are like
So-
8 years late because that game has been out for so long.
Hey, that's okay though. I mean, there's going to be plenty of roast of the weeks to come, and so there'll be plenty new ones, a lot of old ones. But
Yeah.
so for me, what I've been playing, we mentioned Apex. I've been playing, and I know you played a little bit, the Call of Duty Vanguard that was on in alpha last weekend. I wanted to hop in, I wanted to try it, and it was okay.
It was okay.
It was more Call of Duty. I liked the mode they did. It was different. It was King of the Hill type style. You just keep on fighting randoms. Like it would give 2v2 and then it would cycle through. You could get a bonus round where you could buy stuff where you could go back in. You get a total of 12 lives and last man standing wins. And it did what Call of Duty does and frustrated the crap out of me. I kept getting in third place.
Yeah, I
never
remember
could get
I was
first.
listening to you play it because I wasn't able to, because my internet is not good. So it was taking me forever to download it. So I was just listening to you play it.
Well, it's like it gave me a teammate. That teammate ended up leaving or just standing there getting shot, not moving, wasting my lives to where it was essentially 1v2 and I'm trying to carry this guy's butt to a win. And I'm not great at Call of Duty and I couldn't do it. And so I'd get frustrated because then it's 1v2 and this one person had 0 lives. And so it was like next death and you lose. He ended up winning the whole dang thing. And it made me so mad.
I had that. So I played it. I played literally one full game of Champions Hill. That was all I had time for. And that was really all I was interested in. And we got to the point where we had 0 lives. And I kid you not, 3 different times it told me no respawning. And I got shot and I respawned. So
that might have been what happened to that guy.
I don't know what happened. I think you can like take lives. So maybe when we got a kill, it gave us another life.
No, you get a life. There's 1 token on the map that you can run and get, and that gives you an extra life.
Well,
1 token.
Maybe all 3 times one of my teammates got that without me seeing it. I don't know.
And you wasted it. No, I'm
yeah. I don't know what happened, but it said no respawning and I died and I like put my controller down and I was like, well, I'm just going to watch. And then the guy wasn't moving. I was like, why isn't he moving? And I hit the stick and I moved. I was like, oh, I'm alive. Naturally, I assumed that I would not be because it told me I wouldn't
It's like,
be.
you will be dead. And then it's like, haha, jokes.
Yeah. So it was fine. Like it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was going to be bad, but it wasn't enough to like intrigue me. I didn't like the map though. It was really confusing and it all looked the same.
I will say the trailer that they put, the gameplay trailer that they had at Gamescom, was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was intrigued by the way that they had it go. Someone commented and said, "Oh my gosh, so excited! Can't wait to pre-order Battlefield 2042." Another person said, "Everyone's talking about how amazing this person is running around, jumping from building to building. I'm just trying to figure out how those tanks ran over those boards and they didn't break because they went over these super thin little boards as she's crawling under them. And it's like, nah, that's not how that works." But I mean, it's Call of Duty. Again, what do you expect? They finally figured out you can have destruction. So buildings started falling. They shot through a wall.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like they
What a
finally were
concept.
like, oh, wow, wait, we can actually have destruction in our games like Battlefield? Okay. So I know I'm bashing on it. I mean, the premise of World War II does intrigue me. It always has. But with everything that's going on, which they only mentioned Activision once.
Activision is trying real hard to distance themselves.
They are. And Call of Duty is trying to distance itself from Activision. Yeah. They're kind of like, okay. They had to have their logo there, and that was like that. I think that's the only mention of Activision. So they're trying to make a sales pitch, and it's going to be another big seller, and people are going to be like, "Oh my gosh, like it's amazing," because Battlefield's not coming out with a campaign.
Yeah.
So people that like the single player campaign, it's going to speak to them because Halo's coming out with one, but it's completely different.
It's also Xbox exclusive, so if you have a
Right.
PlayStation, this is your campaign. This is your first person shooter campaign fix.
Right.
This is going to be it.
We'll see what happens. I don't think I'm going to get it, but again, I can't say that for sure. I don't know. You guys got to do whatever you think you're supposed to do in this situation, and I don't think there's any good answers. But
wouldn't it be hilarious if by some ridiculous twist of fate we get a review code for it? We're not near popular enough, but like just through some sheer twist of irony, we got a review code for it.
I would just show the code on screen and burn it.
Wow. Okay.
And I'd be like, first opportunity to go, to get big, and everything, poof, up and no, I'm kidding. I don't know. I'd probably play it. I
probably would for free.
So, but hey, send us codes, see what happens. Oh,
yeah.
Never know.
We'll roast your game, but you got to give it to us for free.
So that again is what I've been playing for a little bit. And finally, 12 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll round it out with this. Is an amazing game. I would encourage everyone that can play it to play it. It was very intriguing. It was a thriller, romantic comedy in a way, like
a romantic comedy thriller.
So
that is a weird blend of genres.
It starts out, you get home and you walk inside and your wife's in the restroom and she's like humming or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, hey, is that you? I'll be out in just a moment." So she comes out, she gives you a hug. She's like, "Hey, I got a surprise. I made some nice dessert." And she's like, I'm excited to talk to you. Let me know when you're ready. And then from there, you get to just start clicking on things and figuring out what things do. And I stabbed her a couple times. And it doesn't make sense.
Why is that your first impulse?
It wasn't my first impulse, but I can't go into all of it because there's spoilers. But trust me, a lot of you will think, this might be the best option here. Okay, so
the heck kind of game is this?
It was not the best option. Okay, I learned that. So then everything
things we've learned today on the Gamers Roast podcast: stabbing your wife, not the best option. Apparently, not the worst though.
But you get set back in this loop. So you go back in, and now I have to try to convince her that we're in a time loop. And one of them is like opening or telling her what's in the present she was going to give me before she gives it to me. So that she's like, "How would you know? I bought that today." And then we're like, "It's going to thunder." She's like, "No, they said it was going to be clear." And then it thunders. And she's like, "Okay, I believe you. What's going on?" And then you can start to get information from her about some things that have happened in her past. And like, why is the cop there and what's going on with the cop and then what's going on with the dispatcher and how is it all intertwined? And at the end of the thing, you're just left sitting there going, what?
Okay.
Like
great.
There's multiple endings.
I'm gonna have to buy this game now too.
And it was a very, very good game. It took me about 2.5 hours to play through it.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, about 2.5 hours. So I could let you borrow the Xbox sometime and just play it.
I would actually really like to try that because that sounds like it's right up my alley.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like I said, it's a lot of fun. I would recommend it to anybody. It was just one of those games where you sit down and for about 2.5 hours, you just are lost in this world of this husband and wife and their 12 minutes that they're finding out more about each other than they ever have. And it's just so crazy. Like I had to look up some other endings and see how other people played through it. And it just left you wondering like, wow, like that story just really pulled me in. And I'm not that type of guy. It's a top-down view. It's
top down.
Yeah. So or it's like top down at an angle.
Oh, isometric.
Yeah. So it is 3D type viewpoints, kind of going first person a little. It's very interesting. It's an interesting game.
Time loops, better than therapy.
Yeah. It was
better marriage counseling than therapy.
My favorite game to just play and calm down though is PGA tournament. I can sit there and
You're
just.
such a dad. Oh my word.
I'm serious. I hold Joanna in my arms and I hit that golf ball on the game. Even if I lose, which I don't I rarely lose. I'm pretty good at that game. I smile. And I'm like, that was good and relaxing.
How we went from 12 minutes to PGA Golf Tour.
I'm just saying that's my relaxing game. My non-relaxing game is Madden, but that's another story. So there you have it. 12 minutes, a bunch of Gamescom news. You got Xbox in there. I mean, it was a lot to get into an episode and do our best with the time that we had. But we'll leave a lot of the links down below so you can actually really look into them for yourselves, figure out what games you want, what games you like, what games are coming out now. Oh, yeah, Horizon Forbidden West is delayed till 2022, just so you guys know.
We're just going to toss that little thing in there.
Dude, there was just so much news and trying to cram it all into this little, it just isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So there's going to be things that you guys are like, well, why don't you talk about that? It's like, well, you know, we're a small show.
We're an espresso shot of your gaming news. If you want the full pot of coffee, you got to brew it yourself. Sorry.
I love it. I love it.
That turned out way better than I thought it was going to. So,
but there you go. We hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Actually, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Play lots of games. Drink a crap ton of coffee because Lord knows we need it. And we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.